So, you've finally beaten Monster Hunter Wilds, having cleared the final high-ranked boss and eager for more challenges. Of course, that was only really the tutorial. There's still plenty to do in the endgame, whether it's weapon crafting, grinding for decorations, or indulging your fashion senses. Here are 15 things to do after finishing Monster Hunter Wilds that will easily keep you occupied for dozens upon dozens of hours. Spoilers inbound, so beware. Arcveld armor sets. This is pretty much a given, since the Arcveld and Guardian Arcveld sets are 2 of 3 Rarity 8 armor sets in the game. However, you should grind out the Arcveld set as soon as possible, because it has a healthy amount of decoration slots. 3 level 3, 4 level 2, and 5 level 1 for the beta set, alongside skills like Weakness Exploit and Convert Element, which is ideal for dragon-focused weapons. It also has Haste and Recovery, which restores health as you keep attacking a monster, though it varies based on the weapon. The Guardian Arcveld set will take a bit more time to obtain and may not seem worthwhile given its lower number of decoration slots, even on the beta set. However, it offers Flare and Weakness Exploit, the former ideal for creating wounds and the latter increasing affinity for attacks against weak points, with a bonus on top against wounds. You also get Decimator, which restores a good chunk of health when destroying a large monster's wounds. Artian Weapons. The first Artian weapon, the lowest rarity, can be crafted before reaching the endgame proper. Unlike Rarity 8 weapons, Artian weapons require different materials, specifically blades, discs, tubes, and devices. Their state varies depending on the rarity. Though many Artian weapon types support the same materials, there are some exceptions. A broken blade can't be used to forge an Artian hammer, after all. Each material must also be the same rarity. No mixing and matching a blue disc with a purple blade or orange tube. Artian elements and bonuses. But that's not all, as Artian materials also have different elements and one of 2 bonuses, Attack Infusion or Affinity Infusion, the former raising the max attack of the weapon, while the latter increases its affinity or critical hit rate. You can combine materials with the same elements to create a purely elemental weapon with a high affinity, high attack, or some mix of the two. But what happens if you combine a thunder material with dragon or ice? If one of the material's elements differ from the others, only its bonus will be taken into account. Combining 2 thunder elemental materials and 1 dragon material still produces a thunder weapon. However, if all 3 pieces are different elements, then a weapon with no element is produced, which can be ideal for raw damage. It can seem like a waste, especially with the high cost of reinforcing the Artian weapons, but if you have wildly differing materials with different bonuses, it's not the worst idea. Gather all the different elemental attack infusion materials for a high damage raw weapon. For example, though do ensure the affinity from your gear is high enough. Alternatively, go with 3 of the same element for maximum elemental damage. Farming Artian materials. Whether you're starting the endgame or several hours in, farming Artian materials can get time-consuming, especially if you want specific elements and the highest bonuses. Tempered monsters are your ticket, but they're not built the same. Sorry, Tempered Chupacabra. To obtain the highest rarity Artian materials, you need to participate in 7-star or higher hunts, which usually means tempered versions of Gormagala, Arcveld, Jindahad, Raydao, Utuna, and New Udra. Investigations. The most effective way of farming all of these is through investigations. When these tempered monsters appear, hover over the target in question and save it as an investigation. This will give multiple copies of the same quest that you can attempt again and again for the same rewards. You can also find investigations through Field Survey, so make sure you check the tab and spend the guild points necessary to unlock your preferred hunt. Target farming. What if you're not quite ready for tackling high difficulty tempered monsters and want to farm lower rarity Artian weapons instead? What if there's a specific material that you need from a monster? Investigations are once again the answer, and best of all, you can check if the material in question will drop as a reward. Simply select the environmental overview and the target in question, then create quest and hover over its rewards. It will highlight all the drops and allow you to more efficiently target farm certain materials. Every investigation, even for the same monster, can yield different rewards, so double check before spending guild points to save the investigation. Multi-target hunts. Speaking of investigations, keep an eye out for multi-target hunts, even if some are less difficult. They offer tons of rewards, be it decorations, Artian materials, or monster materials. The higher difficulty hunts even provide a nice bump to your hunter rank, much more than taking down a single tempered monster would. Artian Weapon upgrades. Crafting your ideal Artian weapon is only the first step. You can also reinforce it, further adding to its stat bonuses while increasing elemental damage and even weapon sharpness. It can seem arduous initially since you'll need 15,000 points worth of the highest rarity reinforcement material, Oracle Sight, to fully reinforce an Artian weapon. This is where the smelting foundry in Oilwell Basin comes into play. By providing materials to the blacksmith, you can exchange materials for the necessary reinforcement materials. The higher the rarity of the material, like rubies and gems, the more reinforcement materials you can obtain in return. Even if you're not swimming in high-level materials, this is still a great place to dump the magnitudes of other resources in exchange for reinforcement ore. Min-maxing Artian upgrades. What's the point of obtaining more reinforcement materials if you have the ideal Artian weapon? Well, remember those bonuses obtained on fully reinforcing a weapon? Those are seemingly randomized. You could thus re-roll for better versions of your current weapon, min-maxing for different stats depending on your desire. Upgrading armor. Heavy armor spheres are essentially for fully maxing out a high rarity armor set's defenses, and while obtaining them from hunts seems all too slow, there's a better way. Speak to the blacksmith in the smelting foundry in Oilwell Basin once more and exchange your monster materials for different kinds of armor spheres. Once again, the higher the material's rarity, the more you'll obtain, so keep an eye out for those shiny drops. Melding Master. Laverian Melding returns, once again allowing you to exchange decorations for other decorations. It's unlocked upon meeting the Melding Pot Master in Suja, the Peaks of Accord, just across from your camp. You can meld specific decorations or toss in your unwanted jewels for random decorations. Ancient Orb Sword provides attack-focused decorations, while Ancient Orb Armor provides defense-focused decorations. It's also possible to meld specific Artian materials to cut down on some of the RNG from hunting. Multi-skill decorations. You're not just after the simple level 1 or 2 decorations like Critical Eye and so on. Instead, multi-skill decorations are one of the big chase items in Monster Hunter Wilds. You could obtain a decoration that grants 3 points in Critical Element, but a multi-skill decoration that also provides 1 point in Slugger for 20% more stun power? It's even ideal for maxing out elemental damage on weapons while also having another skill for quality of life. Of course, you don't want to miss out on decorations like the Mastery Jewel either, since preventing sharpness loss during critical hits is huge. Rarity 8 Weapon Crafting. The highest rarity Artian weapons come with 3 level 3 slots, which provide an incredible amount of customization. So why even go for Rarity 8 weapons when some of them, like Gilding Artorias, only have 1 level 3 and 1 level 2 and 1 level 1 slot? For starters, the base attack and dragon element damage are much higher than an Artian weapon. Furthermore, it has guard level 3, which is ideal for decreasing stamina depletion against attacks, like say Arkfeld's Big Bang attack. The use case scenario will vary depending on certain fights, but the regular weapons are by no means rendered obsolete by the Artian class. Fishing. Okay, but how about a break from all the hunting? Why not engage in some fishing? After you get the fishing rod, speak to Kanya in the Scarlet Forest base camp. Complete her quest, which involves catching any fish, and you'll receive sushi fish scale and honey. Additional side quests will provide new lures for catching other fish. On top of different materials and items, they can also be cooked in meals. And given the changes to fishing this time, it's a fun side activity. Layered Armor. What good are all these armor sets without a transmog feature? Thankfully, Layered Armor returns in Monster Hunter Wilds, unlocked by crafting high-rank armor sets. Once this is done, go to the Appearance tab and select Equipment Appearance to assign different helms, chest pieces, gloves, and so on without affecting your equipped armor skills. Hey, did you know that we at Gaming Vault upload new videos every day? Stick around, drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And let us know what kind of content you'd like to see in the future with a comment below.